So you're playing Arma 3 and you don't know how to fly a helicopter. Well, that'll change now, bitches. Sorry, that was rude. Anyway, flying helicopters you need a lot of practice to get good at. And you need to keep on practicing over time, and then you'll just learn it. And it's like riding a bike, you never forget really. A lot of issues people have with flying helicopters is taking off. Once you know the general gist of the controls, you can take off easy, almost. Flying, like jets and stuff, and helicopters, the same, easy. Because you're in the air, you can't really hit anything, as long as you're not 4 feet from the ground. But landing, a lot of people have issues with, so I'm just going to teach you everything to know about the basic flight model. You can go into your, well, I can't do it from here, but you can go into your game settings and set it as advanced flight model. I have no fucking clue how to use that. Not many people do. I don't know who even bothers with it, because it's just a bit of a pain in the arse. It's kind of cool if you have a one of those joystick controllers though. It's probably the only circumstance anyone would use them. But yeah. So you got to turn on your engine first. That's how helicopters work. They have engines. You through the scroll wheel option, or you can just press shift. I like to just press shift because it's quicker, and I'm going to take off anyway. You have a few modes with this helicopter. You don't have any flaps or anything because it's not fixed wing or anything. You don't really need them because helicopters don't use wings. Surprise, surprise. So you got a few modes. Auto hover for a beginner. Always use, well, don't always use, but it's very useful to use. Auto hover stops you from. If I go up a bit, I'm going to teach you to the controls in a sec. If I go up and I try to, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Happening. You see, the auto hover will balance me out and make me hover in the same position. So auto hover is literally just keeping the same point. I want to stay here. You can hover without using it, but it'll just take a bit more time, especially if you're not experienced. It's very useful, but if you're in a combat zone, you never want to hover and then have like a gunner or something, because you can have helicopters with pilots and gunners. Have helicopters with just pilots, you can have helicopters with door gunners. If you have any door gunners or co-pilots or gunners, you don't want to just hover while you guys are shooting, because then an AA rocket can shoot you and you don't have time to pitch off and evade. Really. So helicopters to fly up, you hold shift. That'll just make you go up. So, to go down, you can hold Z. You can rebind all of these, of course, but I like the default thing. Q and E will rotate you around. Again, you don't want to use this for actual flying. I say again because I just did a plain thing, just like this. Usually when you're flying if you want to turn around or rotate, pressing Q or E is not very good, because you can see it does that and then it pushes me back to my original position. You want to turn around. So A and D will change your pitch, I think it is, maybe, yaw, whatever the fuck. So that's how you turn pretty well. Is you pitch or yaw or whatever the fuck to the left or right, whichever way you want to turn, and then you hold S. That'll make your nose go up, and you can turn. And it's also good for killing speed. It's not so good for heavy helicopters, especially doing it with speed to the ground. But S will pull you back, put your nose up. W will put your nose down. The way helicopters work is the way the rotors are pointing pretty much is the way you're going to get speed. So if I want to go faster, I'm going to point my rotors up. That way, I'm pitching my nose down. If I want to go slower, pitch my nose backwards, which will also make me gain altitude. Using W to pitch my nose down will also make me lose altitude but gain speed. That's how it works. If you want to reduce this a bit, you can always hold shift while pitching your nose down. You won't reduce as much altitude, and you'll also probably gain a little bit more speed. If you're trying to kill off speed and altitude, hold Z, pitch it back. You're going to lose speed and kind of lose altitude, or keep the same altitude. It's not going to be as risky. For piloting in general, you don't really want to we gotta go on top of this hill. Here, as well as any pieces. But I gotta land at it. Oh shit, auto hover. And now you're pitching up a lot. You gotta do another loop around. You're pretty much stationary in the air. The enemies have tons of time to shoot at you, and you're probably dead by this point, which is cool. So auto hover is nice for I still use this on some occasions, especially if it's kind of rough terrain or whatever. Like there's trees and rocks everywhere. But it is completely possible, very easy, once you've learned of it, to land without. With most helicopters you can skid, but some helicopters have wheels. With some mods they have wheel brakes, which stop it from sliding everywhere, which you want to enable. Yeah. Slopes like this you want to be careful with landing on, because obviously you can slide down them. Just when you've landed in any situation, unless you're going to try to take off, hold Z, you don't slide. Because if you don't, shift a little bit, simulate, I don't hold Z, I'm just going to slide off. Like, oh shit, I gotta land. So yeah. Gun systems with helicopters, if it's a single gun helicopter, what am I saying? It's just like the pilot controls the guns, that's what I mean. There's have to cycle through them, and gunships and stuff, where you've got co-pilot controlling guns, you could still sometimes use guns wire-guided, usually, modded ones. Sometimes you just have regular fixed guns, but just pilot control doesn't have to change through. Helicopters have flares, little birds don't, or hummingbirds, as it's called in vanilla. However, don't, because they're insects. But usually with little birds, you can evade rockets. I say usually, because unless you're hovering, or you're going really slow for some reason in a fast-paced vehicle, you can avoid it. So if a rocket was shot at me now, you gotta use terrain to your advantage. So I'm just gonna go down close to the terrain. With little birds like this, they are extremely well good at moving. As time goes on, you'll just learn to trust in how fast holding shift will make it go up. How fast just idling will make it go up. Once you get down as a pilot a little bit, you can trust the helicopter and you can fly a lot closer to the ground. But if you're not that good of a pilot, tip it to the air a bit. Maybe even try flying something like a not blackfish, what the fuck? Like a ghost hawk, that's what it's called. I'm gonna call it a black hawk. But it's a ghost hawk. Fly one of those. Those are like the mid-tier. They're fast, they're agile, they're kind of heavy. Not as heavy as a Chinook or a Huron. They got dog wings, so you can get protected by your crew. They're also troop carriers, but it's pretty nice. You don't want to just learn flying a little bit, because then you'll be like, oh, all helicopters are really agile and fast, and I can do daring stunts with them. Yeah, no. Little birds are like an exclusive for that, which is why I like them so much. You can also double tap alt, and I'll disable free look. I don't use this because I frankly hate it, but it's up to personal preference, what you like. I'm not going to judge you for that. If you want to toggle through double tapping alt for landing and whatnot, go for it. What I actually do, is when I'm aiming at a location, we'll go for that, military base there. If I'm aiming for a location, I'll double tap alt so I can get better control over it. And I can aim easier, I'll tap Q and E sometimes. And then I can just shoot it with a lot more accuracy. If I'm just going to use my keyboard controls, it's quite dramatic the effect that it has on it. Turning, which is why it's so useful for like turning and stuff like this, landing. But actually shooting at stuff, it's not too great. If you want to speed, slow down. If you want to slow down really fast, it doesn't work with all helicopters effectively because slow. All you gotta do is do that turning trick that I taught you at the beginning. You just want to hold A, hold S, and hold Shift in English. And you just want to keep your eye line on the horizon. So you see that white bit there where it meets the water? I want to keep as close as I can in the middle of my screen to that, so I don't lose a bunch of altitude as well. And that will kill my speed a lot. And that's what will turn around. Which is good for hot dropping in zones. Very good for it. If you just want to land regularly, don't want to dare it a lot. There's no enemies nearby. You have a lot of clearance. Friendly it. I'm just going to slowly drop my collective speed to it, just so I don't have to do any extreme moves by the time I get there. And it's not as jostling for my passengers, which if you care about passengers' health or whatever the fuck. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. Larger helicopters are almost the same, apart from you gotta, if you want to really learn helicopter, you gotta fly every single helicopter. You gotta practice a little bit with them at least. I would practice a good amount with the little bird and the Chinook, or the Huron, as well as the Ghost Hawk. The attack helicopters are also great to use, pretty much similar to the Ghost Hawk, but you've got an actual gun. So as you can see, it's going pretty fast. And now this is one of the cases where I got a kind of small landing ground, I got a dangerous landing ground. I'm just going to auto lock. There you go. Amazing. Turn your engine off for that. But yeah, that's pretty much I can show you real quick gunships and stuff. So you have the Chinooks, which are really heavy, they're dual rotored, they go pretty fast. They got their crew, and they got a lot of passenger seats. This is great for larger groups and dropping off a lot of people. And you got your Ghost Hawk, which is kind of like the Chinook, but easier to fly, I'd say. It's more agile. And then you have your Comanches and your countermeasures and stuff, which have your pilot here, and then your gunner behind him, which controls this thing, as well as some of the rocket pods which come out of it. It's control right click to open up his camera thing. You can probably use lasers and stuff. I don't want to go through all of that. I could also go through everything else, but that would take fucking forever. I know I'd show you everything, but I lied. But that is kind of like, that's just how you fly, man. I don't know. That's how it works. The rest you can figure out on your own. It's not hard. Once you learn it, you'll never forget it. Wow. There was something else I was going to say, but I forgot. So, that's cool. Nice, man. Yep, that's about it. VTOLs. I'm never going to do. Fuck VTOLs, man. But yeah, that's about it. Bye-bye.